You are now listening to the Highly Evolved Podcast with your host, Safan. Transmission will commence momentarily.
How you guys doing? This is the Highly Evolved Podcast. My name is Safan. You can find me on Twitter and gap.ai. Before we start, I just want to say if you're not a real American patriot and you are a socialist, Marxist, Democrat, communist, all right, please exit the channel. This channel is only for real American patriot. And on that note, guys, let's start the show. This show, I want to bring you an article that I can't resist but share with you guys, all right? I can't resist. I have to show you. I got to share this, right? This is regarding actor by the name of Rob Schneider, right? And this article by Breitbart News. I just want to share. I will link the article in the description below. If you're inclined to read it, but the headline said, Actor Rob Schneider slammed progressive Democrat big tech censorship. All right. The article goes on saying, comedian and actor Rob Schneider fired off a half dozen tweets in his weekend calling out the censorship campaign being perpetrated by big tech firm from Facebook, Twitter, purported news organization like Poynter. The Waterboy actor retweeted posts by investigative journalist Cheryl Atkinson, who warned about the seemingly endless censorship being perpetrated by Google, Facebook, Twitter, and the likes. When did we decided as Americans that it's okay for government and 3D parties of censorship curate our information? Atkins said that we cannot be trusted with unfiltered information, that we should not only be able to find that they tell us is the truth and matter our opinion and the legitimate dispute. All right. Schneider also went to retweet. This is what Schneider went also to retweet a message from writer Stephen Miller, who noted that purport news agency Poynter had pulled its list of unreliable news sources and apologized for the weakness in methodology and how they arrive at its name and the list. We are the real world of Orwellian nightmares of censorship. Be careful who you label and smear today. You will be smeared tomorrow. Schneider wrote in a reply to Miller post. Rob Schneider, this is his tweet. We are in a real world Orwellian nightmare of censorship. Be careful who you label and smear today. You will be smeared tomorrow. Okay? He replied that to Stephen Miller. The article goes on saying, on the heel of that post, the comedian added a thought of his own, calling today's sudden atmospheric censorship of liberals of so-called progressive Democratic bizarre. Quote, just bizarre, Schneider wrote. Progressive Democrats who once stood up for civil rights, liberty, free speech, now stand for censorship and removing parent rights? That's what Rob Schneider, he's a member of the Hollywood Party, and he said this. Right? Next, he replied to another Cheryl Atkinson tweet. The real Rob Star railed against liberal censorship, saying, free speech is all speech. Free speech is all speech. The UK Australian does not have protected speech, and we are protecting our First Amendment. He replied to Cheryl Atkinson, not Cheryl Mills. Most of the people booted from the social media platform in the recent week are politically right-of-centered, including James Wood, Infowar, Alex Jones, journalist, activism, Laura Loomer. Rob Schneider is starting in a second season of Netflix series Real Rob, starting this month. All right, Rob Schneider. Now you don't know Rob Schneider, right? He's half Jew and half Filipino. He's one of the people. He made non-critically acclaimed movie out there. His biggest one was Deuce Bigalow, Mel Gigolo. That's his starring role. And he's also in The Waterboy. He's also in a lot of Adam Sandler movies, right? He's good for Adam Sandler. Now, what he's embedded within this Hollywood cabal of liberalism, right? Now, what I'm surprised what he's saying is calling him out. Now, Rob Schneider is no stranger to coming saying against the status quo of the Hollywood elites. He's also known to come out against vaccination. Now, you can search him out. He's an opponent of vaccine. He don't like it, right? He have his opinion on vaccine, and that's what I like about him, right? For a Filipino half Jew guy, I really like him about that because he's thinking for himself. He's not adjusting to his peer. All right, you should not adjust. You should have the ability to think for yourself. And this is what I like about Rob Schneider. Sure, people make fun of him a lot of times, but I think he's a very humble guy. You know, I don't know him personally, but he seems like a good guy. He made movies, The Animal, The Hot Chick. He was really big in the early 2000s, in the late 90s, early 2000s. He made all these movies, right? Not Rob Schneider. So he's also in a movie called Surf Ninja. Was awesome that he was a Saturday SNL members, right? He did a lot of things in his career. He got big. He blew up early in his career, right? So I just want to point out this article because it shows you that even a guy who's in this industry also have the common sense to realize that Democrats are lost their mind. Back when I grew up, right, in the 2000s, early 90s, Democrats, in my opinion, they were always the proponent of free speech, right? First Amendment right by the Constitution, right? All these stuff, right? They were known for that, right? But now all of a sudden they're for censorship, silencing, fascism. Like that's not the Democrat that I used to know. This is why I cannot identify with the Democratic Party or the Progressive Party. Progressive Party is a very vague term if people don't understand that. Progressive Party means it could be anything. Are you progressive for bad or progressive for good? It's a very vague term when you call yourself progressive. You need to really analyze yourself. Why are you calling yourself progressive? Could you be more specific? Expand on your idea of progressive. What do you mean by progressive? Okay? Don't just call yourself progressive. Don't just say, oh, I'm a progressive. They're progressive. I'm a progressive. No. It's different meaning when you say progressive, right? So I'm very excited and happy that Rob Schneider are speaking against what's going on in the Hollywood cabal right now, right? They're very evil, right? So, and I already said this. I admire him for coming out and against vaccinations. Right? There's videos circling around on YouTube for him talking against vaccination. Right? He's really brave for saying that. Really brave person in my opinion. Right? People can make jokes of him. Right? Deuce Bigelow jokes. Him. All these movies that he made. Yeah, you make jokes about him. Right? But yet again, this guy could think for himself. Right? He could think. So, kudos to Rob Schneider for speaking out Hollywood, pointing out their hypocrisy, all right, pointing out their stupidity, and I really admire him for that. That's why I want to show you this article, share you the story that I heard about Rob Schneider. I'm really surprised that he came out and say this, right? He's actually waking up. A lot of people is waking up right now, if you don't understand. So, I just want to share that with you guys. Let me know what you think. You think people are slowly to wake up? Rob Schneider is slowly to waking up, right? You think Rob Schneider is a truther? What do you think about Rob Schneider, all right? Let me know what you think. Leave a comment below, right? And I'll try to get to it. Once again, I'm not monetized by YouTube. I'm demonetized. That's mean I'm a sponsor. I'm not bounded by any outside interference. That's mean I'm unscripted, unrehearsed, unedited. That means I can say whatever the heck I want. Because of that, I'm not taking any donations. I'm doing this for the fact I just want to wake people up and make people think. That's what I want to do. That's what's the purpose of this channel, right? And for patriotism. If you like what I think, please follow me on social media, Twitter, Gap.ai, and most importantly, like, share, and the main important of all, subscribe, because I'm trying to spread out to a lot of people as much as possible. And on that note, guys, let me know what you think about this article. I'll leave it in the description below if you want to read it out or check it out. And on that note, guys, thank you for listening to HighlyEvolvedPodcast. My name is Stefan, and I'm checking out. See you guys in the next broadcast. Peace.